filed in after the large man, pulling around his polished boots and caressing his ankles with long fingers. Stepping forward, Rune peeled off black leather gloves and stroked his short, boxed beard, shaved in thin lines and curls.
Someone could get past you before you could intervene. Besides, I hate craning my neck to have a conversation.
Jack shrugged.
I like keeping my pumpkin far from the road, so there's no risk it could get trampled on. Besides, I'd hear someone long before they got close.
Jack's pumpkin never aged or decomposed, but it could be broken, and that made his soul vulnerable.
Yes.
Rune fingered his firefly-shaped earring, a far better choice of vessels for a lantern to hide his ember than a fat orange gourd. He smiled up at Jack. The shaggy hair that slipped from his careless queue hung down to his shoulders, dark, except for a white streak that fell across his eyes.
I suppose, then, that's a wise choice.
What do you want, Rune? Jack asked.
There's been a rumor.
About?
Your town. It would seem a witch wind is blowing, and it's coming from your crossroad.
My crossroad? Jack said, leaping down with his pumpkin and landing easily next to Rune, feeling thin and pale next to Rune's sun-kissed tan and deep V silk shirt. Are you certain? All the lanterns were apprised when a witch wind blew. The Lord of the Otherworld gathered winds from the mortal world in a great funnel. Most of the time, the winds blowing through the crossroads were normal, but every so often a special wind blew, indicating that a witch had grown strong enough, not only to enter the other world, but to undo it completely. Unless the witch was captured, and his or her energy contained, the other world as they knew it could be destroyed. Only one witch was permitted in the other world. She was trusted not just to avoid destroying it, but also to run it. She was the High Witch, the Lord's wife, and provider of all the magical energy in that realm. All others were a dreadful danger.
There are whispers,
Rune insisted.
Whispers in the wind of a powerful witch, one much more skillful than any you or I have dealt with before.
Rune's own light glowed brighter, his earring winking as his dark skin brightened, showing the skeleton lying beneath. Jack sighed.
You must be mistaken, he said. I've peered beneath the skin of every citizen in this town. There's not a drop of witch blood among them.
He was relieved to be able to tell Rune the absolute truth for once. Hallowell was full of very content, happy mortals.
It's not that I'm doubting your abilities, Jack,
Rune said, giving him a meaningful look that made Jack wince.
I just need to verify it for myself. You understand.
Jack waved his hand in resignation, and Rune sent his firefly high above the town. It zipped back and forth, pausing occasionally, while the lantern himself stared into space, seeing through the eye of his light. His eyes glowed with a silver sheen, and then finally dimmed.
Told you, Jack said. Do you think it's possible she got the location wrong? You could tell the High Witch to look again. If a witch wind is blowing, you can be sure there's a witch or warlock out there. Look, I'm just asking you to watch. Be on your guard. And if you see something, let me know.
He clapped Jack on the back.
Don't worry, son. If you can't finish the job, I've always got your back.
Jack frowned, bristling at the slight.
Fine. I'll send word if I find any trace of a witch, Jack said. You do that.
Rune left, and Jack was too distracted to head off on his morning ride after all. Jack sat thinking about how strange it was for a witch wind to blow in his territory 3 times. Most lanterns never even had it happen once, but he'd been there when witches were detected at both Roanoke and Salem. It didn't make sense. Perhaps he was just terribly unlucky. He was thinking about it all day as he walked the borders of the town, and into the evening as he settled down for the night on top of his bridge. The light flickered in his pumpkin, and he turned it.